Thank you, Michael. Dear organizers, dear Sebastian, I would like to start by congratulating you for organizing this great summit, because I think the summit is not only a place where we can see the state of play for cybersecurity, for disinformation, and for some important topics, but also it's a venue where new relationships between countries are forged and existing cooperation are strengthened. So congratulations for that. As far as I'm concerned, it's really an honor to be in this event, to represent my country, North Macedonia, and to be between two important sessions, the one we just closed about disinformation, and before session 3 for today, which is industrial cybersecurity. While cyber attacks keep happening continually, targeting especially critical infrastructure and industries, I think they provide a timely reminder that we operate in a world characterized by a broad range of risks and threats that are difficult to predict. It is also an asymmetric war, because all hackers and attackers need is just to find certain hole in a system. But what defenders need, or what we need, is design and implement comprehensive systems that have the certain mechanisms to defend against all attacks. I believe the cybersecurity threats we face nowadays are shared globally, because we are part of the same system. Those threats come and operate beyond our geographical borders, and I see this both as a challenge, but also as an opportunity for us to work together and collaborate together. As such, cyber incidents demand unity of effort of governments, especially close coordination between the public, private sector, and academia. I had the privilege to meet in this summit representatives from academia who are doing great research on these topics, and also representatives from private companies who are willing to cooperate with decision makers, with government officials, to have joint efforts in cybersecurity. The annual Paris Cyber Summit is nonetheless an excellent opportunity for cybersecurity professionals and stakeholders to come together to share new ideas, discuss opportunities and risks, and build those essential relationships that may prove crucial and invaluable during the crisis we are facing, with especially in Ukraine, and during any future crisis. The Ministry of Information Society and Administration of North Macedonia, which I'm representing, in our country plays a key role in driving critical infrastructure resilience initiatives, supporting other levels of government and the business community where appropriate. Our government's approach to reach an acceptable level of cyber resilience through effective engagement with businesses and the owners and operators of critical infrastructure is through the methods of developing and maintaining clear and robust policies whose purpose is to address especially prevention, disclosure, crisis management, and insurance coverage in the event of a data breach. Cybersecurity is a key focus of our national cybersecurity strategy, because this year we are drafting a new one, and our idea is that in the coming months we establish as much as possible cooperation with other countries which are much better than us, including France. Our idea is also to make to create a national cybersecurity center, because right now we have only a CERT, which is within the Agency of Communication. The idea is to make this center a key point in developing a comprehensive understanding of the cyber threats to North Macedonia's government, networks, and our country's industry and business sector from the full spectrum of malicious cyber actors, incidents, crimes, and threats. We believe this center will ensure that our government is able to do all it can to protect its critical infrastructure, our industry, economy, and broader society from already quite active world of cyber attacks and threats. It is equally important that these cyber security policies need to follow a good design and good practices, to be regularly reviewed as to ensure they stay pertinent to changing needs and to evolving threats. Our national CERT, which is located within the Agency of Electronic Communication, will continue to play its major role in this, as it has been working quite successfully from the time of its formation. One of the notable features of recent cyber attacks on information systems is that they are becoming increasingly sophisticated, as can be seen by recent attacks on companies involved in vital infrastructure through ransomware attacks, and as well as on control systems, loading malware into devices installed in plants around the world, and shutting down their operations. The target of attacks are also growing more diverse, more sophisticated, and more complex. The number of new and unrecognized attacks is outstripping the number of known attacks. We need a new perspective of cyber resilience, a more proactive measures to be taken into account. Our sector understands that the only constant in this context is change. As the world adapts once again to the new upcoming changes, our approach towards this transformational shift in industrial landscapes will shape the next normal. I think that work needs to be done and improved in two levels. First, in country level, every country, and this is more maybe relevant to developing countries, should work on raising the awareness about cybersecurity threats in institutions and organizations with critical infrastructure. What we, for instance, are doing in North Macedonia right now, we have a project with USAID where our ministry brings all stakeholders from organizations with critical infrastructure to raise the awareness about cybersecurity threats. Because there is a sense that as we move with digitalization, we are not doing enough with the security component of digitalizing our organizations. And every country should, in their cybersecurity strategy, must have in mind the triangle or the cooperation between government institutions, private sector, and academia, because many times there are solutions in one of these components, but when they are not communicating enough, we don't use the solution in time. And second, what countries between themselves should do is increase the regional cooperation, or like in the continent of Europe, I think it's essential that European countries increase the cooperation, because one of key aspects in cybersecurity is sharing information with each other. And of course, like from our country's perspective, because we are a little bit behind comparing to developed countries like France. Countries like France and developed countries should try to help more the countries that are in need for expertise and for knowledge, how to design and to create cybersecurity mechanisms. Because I believe that we are part of the same system, and as we know, one system is strong as its weakest link. So if there is one weak link in Europe or in countries that are allies and cooperate with each other, that means our whole system can be compromised. To conclude, cybersecurity is a collective responsibility. If we keep our own system safe, we will help others as well as ourselves. Because I see cybersecurity as a teamwork where my country, North Macedonia, is part of a team. In order to start and to keep the fight with the dark side together, we all need to cooperate. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.